remember that.
How we
Um,
got moved bad.
and that's where we had left. That's where we had left off. You guys had also hit level 4, so everybody had leveled up. Some of you progressing in your natural born talents, while some of you continued down your crazy man child talents. And yeah, that's where we are with the plan next, with the next major part of the plan to take some horses that Leosin had left for you. Whether or not you want to go stop and see him to let him know that you guys are heading up, but you guys are planning to go to El Turiel to meet with his friend Anthar Froom to give over the information on what you have found about what's been going on. Part of that being that essentially this area has been sacked and that the cult itself is moving all of their goods to the north. With a map that also has a bunch of arrows and diagrams on what's been going on.
What was the friend's name that we were meeting in
Anthar Froom. ONTHARFRUME, who also has a connection to Harvey.
That's my mentor in being good.
And this
being
helps you
good.
with some of and this helps you with some of your cases. In fact, that's how you learn to be very inspiring with your massive charisma.
And on the way to El Turiel, we're gonna meet a dragon.
No, the plan was he said he was going to meet you somewhere on the Kianthar River.
Okay, I know I specifically wrote down this note that says he's meeting us on the way to El Turiel.
I don't know. I said either somewhere between El Turiel or Baldur's Gate, because I know that your note of said dragon has changed about 800 times.
Yeah, I want to say it was El Toro.
Either way, you have a gem. Does Perxicon still have that gem?
Yes,
The Sapphire of Winter's Heart?
I believe so.
Okay.
It was either that or I gave it to Maxine, but I don't remember which, and Niffler's.
All right. But yeah, as long as somebody has that, so you do not get eaten by a large blue dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, but yeah. So either way, day has broken. You guys have woken up. You all have old people cracking bones because you all got hit very, very hard throughout the previous day.
Huh?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh. This is a beautiful morning.
I reckon.
Time.
I guess I'll make us something to eat. And so Harvey goes and cooks. Like a country breakfast. Ham, sausage, eggs.
Cooks is familiar. Got it.
No! and then
delicious spiritual essence having taken
No!
the form of an owl.
He's barely been alive.
He's just a little boy.
But I do, after I cook breakfast, I do want to go find a brazier.
Yeah, I would say, having been in the town, you know that for certain that there's one in the keep. Because it's where they would light arrows to shoot at people.
Okay. So I will go there and I will ask him if I can use it to summon an owl.
Yeah, they're like, sure. I mean, we don't know what that means because we're not spellcasters, but you're the heroes of Greenest, so sure. Just don't destroy the city.
Fair enough. And so I summon an owl.
Okay.
And
and this is are you using new wizard abilities to do it?
No.
No.
No, I'm gonna take the full owl.
No, I just meant that you're gonna popping out a mystical spell book.
Well, yeah. My spell book with a brain.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant. I didn't mean like, are you using any abilities? I just meant,
Oh, okay.
are you busting out your scribe abilities?
Yep. I am yeah, I'm gonna use my awakened spell book and use it to summon my new familiar.
Um, so your spell book having now been awoken. So so your spell book has now an arcane sentience, right? Uh, I think we described it before. It was kind of more just like one of like a basic like, it just looked very basic, right?
Yeah, it was a leather bound.
Yeah, it was just like a leather bound book.
Yeah.
It kind of looked like it looked like anything any lawyer would bring to a courtroom.
Mhm.
So now that it is awoken, what has changed about it? Because it would have had some kind of mystical change to it.
Um, so
Like, is there maybe like an engraving that just like an embossing that just appeared, or um
yeah,
just maybe...
actually. So it's not like super what's I looking for? It's not super pronounced, but
Ah.
every page is now at the top of every page of this spell book there is the picture of Harvey's bolo tie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you pull out your spell book, and it starts to kind of like float in front of you, all awoken. Kind of like I forget the book's name, but it's from the original Nier, the talking book.
Vice.
Yes, Weiss, like floating in front of you like that, and it flips open to the spell to the arcane equation of find familiar, and you just hear in your head, "My first day on the job, and I'm making another owl. Interesting." Um. So yeah, so you throw the components into the brazier. Obviously, because Rhoda has a shop here and you're using this, you don't need to spend you don't need to have bought 10 gold worth for this summoning. And as the... get your dice from Cringe out of here.
No, because it's the book.
Yeah. So as the components burn in the brazier, the like a wispy blue-white orb of spiritual energy like coalesces from like the smoke and whatnot. And you said you wanted to take you're having it take the form of an owl.
It's gonna be an elf owl, but it's gonna have like barn owl facial features.
Okay. Yeah, so it reshapes from this spiritual essence into that with a like, it has like a, like I said, like a white blue kind of glow about it, and its eyes are white blue. And it nods to you and then lands on your shoulder.
And I pet it and I'm like, your name is Oliver.
And then you hear in your head, is it just when it takes owl form you're naming it Oliver, or is that the spirit's name now?
That is the spirit's name.
Okay. I need to ask. Not all wizards understand that it's not an animal, that it's a spirit in the shape of an animal.
Well, I guess I should be more specific. His full name is Oliver Winslow Lazarus.
So it spells owl. Okay.
And Ion regrets living.
You're that kind of...
Like, oh, Oliver. Oh, this is gonna be normal.
Got it. And the book just kind of just closes and goes back into like wherever you keep your book.
Okay.
You sure you want? You sure you want that dice from cringe to get go away?
No, now it has die from cringe. Now, awakened spellbook dies from cringe.
See?
But yeah, so it does that, and you notice, kind of like, uh, kind of like how, Greg has like those druidic kind of like green spirals on his shoulder and across and down his back and whatnot. You notice that like Oliver kind of has a similar thing, but it
Ooh.
tends to, uh instead of it being like a spiral, kind of like the image on like a WoW Hearthstone kind of spiral like Greg has, it it occasionally is like a 5 point, like a 9 pointed star.
Where does this appear on it?
Just occasionally, like it's on his back, it's on his wings.
I do want
It kind of looks like, when he takes the form of the owl, it looks like it's part of like the feather, like like a feathering pattern.
okay. I also want the feathering pattern to reflect Harvey's bolo tie on the front.
How about whenever he takes the shape of an animal, he has a little bolo tie.
Yes. I am yeah.
He has a little mystical arcane bolo tie.
This is perfect.
But yeah, he has that star image every now and then, like on the tips of it, like on the tip of his wings, on his back, on the back of his head, on his back proper. Why don't you make me an arcane check, and I'll give you advantage on it.
Okay.
Just because you're not a natural born wizard or naturally studied wizard. Oh yeah.
God damn.
Okay. Good. Get that out now, so when combat happens. Also, if you don't have inspiration, you have inspiration now.
Hey.
I think
Yay.
you already
Did you have
though.
inspiration?
I need to start using this inspiration.
You do, because
I
unlike
mean-
normal, you get it more. Does
I
somebody?
can take it.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to give it to somebody else, you can give it to somebody else.
Pretty sure I'm the only one who doesn't have one right now.
Then yeah, I'll
Probably.
give one to Prixicon.
So, you're looking at it and you're like, and you realize that this symbol that you also have seen elsewhere, specifically on Milk's tome that she now has, it's the symbol of Mystra, the goddess of magic.
How mysterious.
Get out.
It's Magius when it evolves.
I hate both of you.
I forgot I
Um,
already did that joke.
Yeah, you do that joke all too much. You're
Yeah.
killing me now.
What do I know anything about Mish?
You know that
Mishra?
she's so here, I'll also, it's just so you know, in Pix, it's this image. It's a 9-pointed star in a circle.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
Yeah, I mean, she's one of the prime, like one of the major deities in Faerun. She is a lawful neutral deity. And her domain is literally she is the goddess of magic. She has control over what's known as the weave. And the weave is basically the strands of magic that flow through the world. And she is both its keeper and its guardian.
Milk has a symbol with that
It's-
symbol on her
Uh-huh.
book.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Dum.
You wouldn't know, but it's also the symbol that Milk has in her eyes whenever she uses detect magic or cast a spell.
Interesting. Okay.
But only Milk knows it. Milk doesn't know what the symbol is, as we've checked during a...
Nope.
Oh, yeah, no. 8 points, my bad. But, yeah. Milk, that's the symbol you see. Like, that's on your book. That's the symbol that pops up in your eye sometimes. You don't know what it's connected to, but...
If only Milk knew that.
What was that?
But if only Milk knew that.
Yep. Well, I mean, milk comes from a group of halflings that lives in swamps and woods.
My swamp.
My swamp.
Not everybody can be from a sophisticated town like Harvest. Raising pigs and the what?
More sophisticated than Harvey's not there.
Oh wait. And a tree house in a swamp. It was awesome.
Yeah, until you found out your dad hid some of his smuggled goods there.
Yeah.
You're like, oh man, my treehouse. This was a no adults allowed place. But yeah, so you have summoned your familiar, and your animated spellbook is not happy with you.
Oh, that's.
Or it's not fun in this situation right now.
He'll learn. It's fine.
You get over.
I brought it into this world. I'm gonna keep it too. It literally can't escape me. Even if it like tries to burn itself, I'm like, no. I can summon your conscience back to whatever I want. Well, whatever book I want.
That's fair. That's fair. But yeah. So Harvey is doing that. Is anybody else doing anything? Rhoda, are you spending the time preparing your daily spells for the day?
Yeah, I suppose I had to unlock my shop so that Harvey could go in there and do whatever it was he was doing.
Oh yeah. So, I mean, you've been back to your shop. It wasn't as damaged as some of the places, but it definitely took a hit. And obviously, you
Yeah, I
haven't
remember there was stuff messed up.
Yeah, and obviously you haven't had you haven't been in town long enough to do anything, but the townspeople have promised to work on your shop as one of the first ones.
Yeah, I probably got up and tidied up and prepared spells and just took it easy for a little bit.
Okay.
I know we're not in a huge hurry to like run, go.
And then just remember to you do get one because you leveled up to 4. It's now an additional spell.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What about anybody else? Anybody doing anything? Or you just
Morning workout.
Okay. I was gonna say drink your protein shake, get out, do some stretchies before you're on the road again.
On the road again.
Oh, actually, side note, who still has a healing potion? Because I know you guys had like 3 healing potions, and I think somebody took one. I'm not sure.
I want to say I used,
used
one.
mine.
Okay. Does
I don't
anybody
think-
still have one?
I don't have one.
Okay. Then I guess they must have all got. Okay. I was just double checking. And then
I have one in my inventory.
okay. And then we were saying Prixicon, you have the Winter's Heart, or does Maxine have the Winter's Heart?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. Nif, did I give the thing to Maxine, or should we just?
The Sapphire. I wasn't sure if you took it after. I wasn't sure if Prixicon gave it to you because you were the one that made the deal with Lenathon, or if Prixicon held on to it while you guys were shuffling out Black Dragon eggs.
I think Prixicon held on to it.
Okay. I just wanted to see who had it. Okay. That was it. That was all I had questioning.
Hey, how do you feel about the spell augury?
I mean, it is a legal spell.
It is a legal spell. Is that something like? Should I prepare that? Like, are you okay with giving results for that?
No, yeah. I mean, if that's the thing, if you prepare the spell, I got to deal with that.
Fair enough.
I don't like to ban spells from people because they're in the book. They're options for a reason.
Yeah.
So.
I was just asking, like, is that something like? Are you prepared to do that if I prepare it? Like, if you were like,
oh, probably
I'm
not.
not prepared for that kind of crap. Like, I would understand, and I'd like wait until next game. Or
no, I mean, probably not. But I mean, if you prepare it, then I will deal with it. I can figure out some stuff if you want to prepare and use it.
His only rule is no, I can't use plasmoid. That's it.
No plasmoids, no centaurs. No spelljammer, no
Muppet
centaurs.
Born.
No, that's a homebrew anyway, so that
No,
doesn't count.
Born.
No, yeah. If you want to prepare it and end up using it, then that's your choice. Like I will deal with it.
I'll probably spend, if we're traveling today, I'll spend today preparing the materials needed for it, and then I'll just prepare it next day or something.
It's all good. Because yeah, you guys know it's gonna take you a week, a 10-day to get to Altariel anyway. Let's see.
10-day trip, you said?
What's up?
I said you said 10-day trip.
Yeah, to get to Altariel alone is gonna be a 10-day trip.
Buy a
1
bunch of
week.
snacks.
But yeah. So you know, you guys can go around, do your daily shenanigans, your bits, your bobs, and then whenever you guys are ready to move on.
Yeah.
Well, I'll find everybody else and just check in with them and see, like, what do y'all want to do? Do y'all want to rest for a day before we head out, or like, are we want to head out later this afternoon?
Harvey,
Personal.
oh, go ahead.
No, you.
Okay. Harvey goes, yeah, I'm fine to head out. Oh, meet Oliver.
You see a owl on Harvey's shoulder that has a bluish white outline and has some 8-pointed stars in the circle and into its feathering patterns, and has a little bolo tie.
Is it not weird that, like, you're an owl person and that's like a full owl?
I don't know. Would it be weird if you had a pet demon?
Maybe a little, I don't know.
You hear from the background. Well, tieflings are devils, and devils and demons are different, and they're at war. So
God damn it, that fucking kid! Get out of the keep and go home!
Like, this is my shop.
you just hear, no, but I got all your buttons. Ha ha! ha. He just runs away.
Uh, but no, Oliver he's not an owlin, he's an owl. You guys are really hung up on the whole me being an owlin thing, huh? Oh, sorry, you guys are really hung up on me being an
Like his
owlin, huh?
It's like
It's
his little
fine.
cousin who came to visit.
In your head, Harvey, you would just hear, perhaps you should tell them that it's not really an owl. See, this is what I meant before.
Or about what?
About how people don't understand that familiars, normal familiars aren't actually the animal. It's a spirit in an animal form.
Nah, I just think this is racism. But that's fine.
I mean, it very well could be. I'm not judging them on how they're speaking. I'm just saying, they're questioning you on why you have an owl, but it's not really an owl. It's it's an arcane spirit in the shape of an owl.
I mean, Oliver is as much an owl as I am right now. If I change my form, doesn't make me any less an owl.
I mean, it kind of does.
You seem like
Yeah.
you and your friend are having a big argument, so I'm gonna go find everybody
Oh,
else.
no, that's the thing. You don't hear any of that. That's all in Harvey's head.
Yeah, all book.
That's
Oh,
all in
wait.
Harvey's head.
Oh wait, technically a familiar can I communicate with it telepathically. I want it to mentally caw. Oliver's gonna mentally caw at the book. I'm gonna name the book TB. TB. Look, my friends.
EB
they're not
for
all.
the book.
Yeah.
Oh God. What have I done?
TB. Nah, my friends are they're good people. They just come from a little backwater towns. You know, I don't hold it against them. So,
I don't really care.
oh,
not-
TB, you
I'm
gotta
not-
lighten up.
I'm an arcane sentient spell book. I don't really care about people.
Oh, TB, you'll learn to care. It's fine.
Why are you calling me TB?
What else should I call you?
I don't know, but calling me just a shortened version of the book seems a little rude, but I don't.
Before you didn't have a name. Would it make you feel better if I spelled it T-I-B-E-E?
I'm going back to sleep now.
All right. Anyway, Alice, no. Oliver's just a companion. Well, a familiar, really.
You mean Rhoda?
Oh, right, Rhoda. Sorry.
You sure? Isn't her name Rhoda?
Wah, 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 wah.
Thank you, TB. Rhoda.
Ugh.
I see
Where-
my question has derailed a lot. I'm gonna go find everybody else.
I'm ready when everybody else is.
To be fair, I immediately also knew that was going to be a thing that came up because I was like, when I put 5 million, I was like, Misu's gonna make it an owl, and everybody's gonna be like, why does an owl have a pet owl? Isn't that just slavery?
More steps.
I
Domino.
I have
Yeah.
a relevant picture.
The slavery with extra steps.
Yeah,
You guys find me, and I was out hunting for herbs and berries. Here I am. Hi. Beautiful morning.
Meanwhile, Clinks is just asleep in the back of the wagon, just ready to go with Greg.
This is perfect.
Greg just like blims.
How much will 5 gold get us for snacks?
A lot.
Well, we're all set for snacks for how long?
So what? You're spending 5 gold on like snacks?
Food and snacks. Yeah,
All
so we can not have to worry about food the trip.
right. So you get 5 gold worth of daily rations.
Oh boy, it sounds great. What flavors they got?
Generic protein bar, generic protein bar, generic protein bar, tasteless elf bread.
So MREs.
Yes. I mean, that's basically what daily rations are. It's eat this so I don't have to eat food, even though it's not as nutritious.
You leave my lembas bread alone, damn it.
Oh, okay. I know. I'm sorry. It's jerky, dried fruit, hardtack, and nuts. So you at least got tasty jerky, but then you got tasteless hardtack.
Oh yeah, you should get us mana just in case we run out of it.
Shut up. All I can think of now is everybody just be like, out of mana, out of mana, out of mana.
Green Wizard needs food badly.
That's bread.
Okay. Did you guys want to check to see if Leosin was still here before you left, or did you guys just want to leave?
Did he owe us money?
No, but he. No. Yeah, kind of. But he also said Anthar would pay you when you guys got to El Turio.
Oh,
I was
okay.
just gonna walk up and like, where my money?
Where's our money?
It'll make us
Oh.
send our collector milk after you. God. Shoot you with an Eldritch Blast.
I'm fucking 5 miles away.
Also, Milk, that 5 gold got you 10 daily rations.
Oh boy.
'Cause
Yeah.
they're 5 silver a day. Or 5 silver a daily one.
Still
but
have
then again,
non-rations.
What was that?
I said I think I still have non-rations.
But you gotta remember, you need, like, you're gonna use one of those a day, essentially.
Yeah.
But then again,
How
actually, wait,
long
no,
was
I mean,
the
technically,
trip?
well, El Turio is a 10-day.
Okay.
But then
Wait,
again,
how
I
many?
guess 5 gold gets you 10. Because it's 1 is 5 silver. But then again, I mean, your background ability lets you essentially gather enough food to take care of everybody. Yeah, you find food and fresh water for yourself and up to 5 other people each day, provided. Yeah. So you would
Every
also be able
time-
to. Yeah, you would also be able to use your wanderer
Yeah.
feature at every essentially camp break to find enough food to cover you as well.
Well, I'll just keep them in case of emergency if we come across
Yeah,
any
yeah, that's-
starving people.
That's essentially that's essentially the reason, because you need to eat like 4 or 5 pounds of food a day,
We might need to feed a bear.
and somebody may also have to feed a small lizard who's living inside of her hood.
He isn't living inside Clinks' hood.
There he is. He's getting in there.
Shut up, God.
Bop. Yeah, so when it comes to food, I mean, like I said, the rations will cover you, but also Milk's ability will do it. Essentially, you need 1 pound of food per day, and you can make food last longer by subsisting on half rations, and then you can go 3 plus your con modifier of days without food before you start suffering exhaustion.
Jesus. Jesus, that's a lot of stuff before you start experiencing any negative effects from not eating food.
Yeah, well, I mean, people generally can survive pretty long without food.
I know that feeling too well.
Yeah, been there.
We're getting real. And then you also need 1 gallon. Everybody needs 1 gallon of water per day, which
Which
you
we
don't
can
need to
do.
worry about.
Yeah.
But which you don't need to worry about because you got a bottle.
Yeah.
And for that, it is a character who drinks only half that much water has to succeed a DC 15 con save or suffer a level of exhaustion. And you get 1 level of exhaustion per day without drinking any water.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Now, food though, you can go a while. I mean, I mean, we've all gone long periods of time without food. You live off your fat. You live off your fat.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, I only can eat like 8-ounce meals anyway, so it's like I would survive even longer in this world.
So we're set.
Yeah, no, you're pretty much good. The question, I guess, like I said, do you want to? It's mostly, do you want to do anything before you leave? Do you want to go see if Leosin's still in town? Or do you just want to start heading out to Alterio?
Well,
I mean,
just to make sure, I would at least tell Leosin we came and we're leaving.
Okay. Yeah, so you would go to the house that he's been staying in, essentially. And you kind of see him like wrapping up his stuff. He goes, "Oh, you guys are back. Thought you." So you're heading to Altariel now, then?
Is everybody with us? Have we regrouped? Are we as a group, or is Harvey by himself?
That isn't up to you guys. I know you guys basically regroup, but I don't know if
Yeah,
anybody
I'm
else
just
wanted
making
to.
sure.
I'll follow Harvey around. Fuck it.
Depends on if Harvey came to get me while I was working out or not.
Well, I think Rhoda was essentially gathering everybody to see it
Yeah.
out.
Who should we turn this
Yeah.
map and stuff into that I found at the hideout?
Well, that's why you're going to Altario.
Oh, okay. Throw it back and back.
Yeah, you're going to Altario to deliver all that stuff to Anthar's room.
Rhoda, question.
Yeah.
How hard would you be looking for Maxine? Because she wouldn't be just like in the middle of town. She'd be towards the outskirts.
I mean, if she wasn't immediately findable, I would definitely look for her.
Okay, so there's probably a good percentage that Rhoda would have 100% seen Maxine training her new little lizard
Okay.
on the outskirts of town.
I thought Rhoda already knew about that vaguely.
No, nobody knew about that outside of Maxine, because she essentially was keeping it in. It basically was in her bag, and then during her watch, it climbed up into her hood. So nobody had seen it yet. But yeah, then you see.
Thinks had seen it.
You go to the outskirts of town to go look for Maxine, and you do indeed see her with a very tiny little lizard. And from the distance, it just looks like a lizard, but it also does not look like a normal lizard, but you're not really sure.
Looks like a lizard, but not a lizard. But it is.
But not a lizard.
It's not.
It looks lizard-like, but it's not. It doesn't look lizard enough. Like
We got a little Greg.
Level of description.
well, it's a guard drake without scales yet, so I mean, it's lizardy, but not lizardy.
Lizard.
It doesn't have its colored scales yet. But yeah, so you see that, and you see Maxine training it.
So as Rhoda would like come up, Maxine would like quickly like skitter around, picking it up and putting it in her hood, and be like, "Hey, what's that?
Just, hey, fellow adventurers.
How are you doing, fellow human?"
It is I, human. I am also a human. A humanoid adventurer type.
Well, this isn't the first time that you've been a little suspicious.
Accurate. So when Rhoda says that, Maxine reaches into the back of her hood and is just kind of holding the small unscaled lizard and be like,
It bites your finger.
"Son of a bitch. Just fed you." So this is
You've
yeah.
also, I will say, Maxine, you've learned it is a small boy.
Woo! I will name him Cornelius. No, hi, Rhoda.
Hi.
Maxine says with like a toothy grin. What's up?
If you want, you can
So-
make a stealth check against her passive.
I mean, at this point, there's really no reason for hiding it.
No, I'm
I
just saying you're like RPing very suspicious hiding things. So I'm just like, okay, if you want, you can do that.
Listen, Maxine's not used to like having
People?
friends and talking with people.
I mean, that's.
Trying to stab her religiously.
I mean, yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying.
So even her genuine like friendliness makes
And your genuflection.
mode of it. Yeah. So I guess we're leaving.
So when are you telling everybody else?
About
And Rhoda will just blink a few times and be like, "Alright, you have half an hour."
Thank you. I just don't want Greg to eat it, or Clinks, or maybe Brixicon. I really don't know what his diet.
Why would I eat it?
You just say that because I make you trade.
I mean,
Exactly.
all I'm saying is you're betting against the house a little bit.
I'll tell them when we're on our way to wherever we're going.
Yeah,
I will, I
that
will.
seems to change daily, so
So I'm kind of bad at this whole thing. So do you want to come up with a name for it? Because I feel like it should have a name. It could be like our mascot.
it seems like you're involving me in something that I'm not sure how that's going to go over.
Exactly. I guess part of it kind of derives from my dubious background of, have more people implicated in stuff that could go wrong, so you have more fingers to point to.
So the same
That
kind of,
came out wrong.
the same
What
kind
I
of
meant was-
dubious background where you sell dragon eggs to someone and then end up also with some sort of small lizard dragon.
Yes? I feel
Look,
like I
I
brought this
think I
conversation
get
against
it.
me.
But you're going to have a hard time convincing a couple of them.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a work in progress, I think, just smooth them over a little bit.
I'll think about it.
Thank you.
Rhoda's just going to shake her head as she walks away.
This is the most personally Maxine has done in her entire life.
It was like, I'll look away for a second. Everybody has a pet.
It's okay. I'll make the moon my pet.
Okay, Lunosaur.
Oh, please don't
Oh, I think Greg and Little Greg would be an awesome team.
There's a name.
Not that we even know.
So I'm guessing after Rhoda finds everybody, now we're with.
Greg number 2.
Now we're all talking to
No, that's the thing. Yeah. Well, we can assume that everybody. Rhoda has gone and gathered everybody. It just is whoever wants to go. I know Milk said she'll go with Harvey. It's just whoever wants to go with Harvey to visit Leosin to see if he's still here.
But yeah, I'm ready to head out. When you guys are, this guy, we talked to him already. And you just said you haven't left yet.
Yeah, I'll check in with
Well, no, we were
Leosin
in
with Harvey.
we were in mid conversation. That's why. Okay.
I'll just be there just to listen.
Just so you could be involved.
all right.
Okay. So yeah, so he's like, so you guys are heading out to Eltorial now?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay, good. You know what? I will come with you.
Oh,
And he starts like,
Pardon?
well, I gotta get there eventually, and I can kind of walk now.
I feel like you keep a few more days of rehabilitation, don't you think? Before you go on a 10-day trek.
I mean, as long as I center myself, my body kind of heals at a quicker rate.
I mean, I reckon it's fine with me.
Okay, good.
As long as everybody else is fine with it.
I have a few extra rations to spare.
I assume Leoson's gonna bring his own rations, right?
He probably has better than
I-
that.
I mean, I have rations. I know how to forage. I can also, if need be, I can survive for a bit without food as part of my
Alright,
training.
well, let's plan so that's like a backup plan, right?
Hmm.
I say we just embark.
mean-
I'm ready.
Yep. Let's get on the road. And he starts like, you see, like as he walks out the door, he's got a bit of a limp, but then by the time he reaches the door, he's walking as if he wasn't even injured.
Harvey doesn't like that.
But then Harvey, as you pass him, you just hear, "Ow."
All right. Okay. Better.
Less suspicious. Less suspicious.
I'll hold it on you. You don't know me.
I see we're burning that alignment. Gotcha. But yeah. Okay. So everybody gathers, everybody starts to head out.
Yep.
Okie dokie. So Leosin will lead you guys over to where a little bit outside of town. And you see some stabled horses having been taken care of. You go, and he motions you all to them. And he's like, here are your horses. And he he starts leading one from another group to himself and mounts up and gets ready to ride.
All right. Harvey follows suit, and he goes, "Hey, everybody! Just as a heads up, this is Oliver. He's my familiar. Say
Yes,
hi, Oliver."
you all see the owl that I've described before, and he just hoots and nods at each of you.
Hi.
Is it one horse per person?
Yes. But you could get Greg on yours with you
Okay.
because you are a smalls, and horses are large.
I just look at the hooter on a hooter and go,
A hooter on a
Everyone
hooter on a
understand-
horse.
yes.
Does does Milk get a pony, or does Milk sit with somebody else?
No, yeah, like what is it? The Milk and Clinks would have smaller like ponies, essentially.
I can
They have
also,
Miniature horses.
go with someone else.
miniature giant space horses.
Okay, Minsk.
Can I sit in the wagon?
There's no wagon.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
It's just everybody's got a horse.
A horse, of course.
A horse, of course. Yeah, it would essentially be everybody's got a horses, and then they would essentially have like donkeys because they're smaller.
I don't need that big of a horse.
No. You just for mounts, you need to be able to mount something that's one size larger.
Has some freezing.
Mm-hmm.
So we're on the road.
Yep. So you guys start heading out. A couple of days into the journey go by. You're about here. So we'll say about 4 days have gone by into your 10-day journey. And you start You start heading into an area that starts fogging over as you get close to the woods over here. And I would like everybody to make a perception check for me.
Ooh.
Damn.
Okay, calm down, Mizu. You're gonna
13, 14, 15. Can we get a 16? Damn.
Well, I didn't see nothing.
I got a 13.
Hell yeah, 13 bros.
Woo!
That's a number.
I'm sleeping.
Yeah, Milk, you're a little occupied. You're just like, man, this donkey is bouncy. The fuck? Don't you people know halflings are scared of horses?
I'm freaking out, man.
You ate a bad mushroom.
They're bad.
Booby snack.
So, as you start going through, the fog starts building up, and the rest of you hear what sound like... It sounds like wind passing through stone structures. You know, like that eerie kind of wind that passes through like hallways, kind of
A
sound.
strange whistle.
Yeah, like a strange whistle. And as you go through, you all start to notice what looks like old dilapidated stone structures, like half sunken into the ground. Harvey, along with all of that, you also notice on the ground what looks like an old battlefield underneath the fog that's built up. And you specifically see what look like ancient bones and armor of orcs and dwarves. And as you guys are moving, you hear the whistling of the wind, and the outside of that, though, the eerie silences, and whatnot. The stone structures you see look like they could have been houses, or they could have been like quick built battlements. And Milk, you just notice the back of your donkey's face. You're just like, man, this donkey's stinky. It's
Would
ugly.
I know of any battles historically that took place here? Could I do a history check?
Yeah, go ahead. You feel like you should, but you can't think of it.
All right.
It's like right on the tip of your tongue.
Hey, anybody remember of any battles taking place around these parts? Or know
Did
of?
I do a history check?
Yep.
Shabam. Holy crap.
You
I'm
got-
not well
you got
read,
nothing.
but
You got nothing. You got nothing.
Could I?
I want to
do-
deceive the history.
Could I do
you-
an insight check to see what the wear and tear on this is like, and maybe determine whether it was
That would be more of
time
an
or
that would be
war?
more of an investigation.
Oh,
We can get
I already did my check though, so.
Are we getting out to stop and check out?
Maxine, though you know nothing about this, your face would tell a different story. You're like, yes, this battle. I know this was a battle indeed, a very fierce battle, a battle that battled of all battles. Yes, battle.
I see. Thank you much, Maxine.
No, yeah, that's the thing. Maxine's not saying anything. Her face
Oh.
is just like, yes,
I'm just
know
looking at
all- I
Maxine,
know-
waiting
I
for
know
an
all of-
explanation.
I know all of this. If I had a
Like-
goatee, I would stroke it.
Just like fingers on the chin, just like nodding head.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, not getting any answers out of
History, history. Am I doing this right? You're doing great. History. But yeah, Rhoda, that would be more of an investigation check.
What are you guys even looking at?
Well, this appears to be some type of old battlefield.
Yeah, we're kind of stumped on.
As you guys are like slowly moving through it, Leosin like looks down and looks around. He goes, this is remnants from an ancient war. Maybe the last bits of one from about 100 years ago. If I recall, most of it took place up north in the Silver Marches. But I know some of the orc horde that invaded a lot of the Sword Coast did make its way down this way a little bit. It was very it was a very bloody war between most of the races, just versus fighting off an orc horde that also included ogres and trolls and goblins. Rhoda, though, I would like you to make me just a general wisdom check with advantage. If okay, yeah, that's fine. You something in the back of your mind has you looking in certain areas, specifically to one of the old structures, the old stone structure, and you start to see what looks like battered dwarven ghosts sitting about, or slowly moving about in what look like battle formations and whatnot, but they don't look hostile to you. In fact, some of them look over to you and notice you, but they don't really do anything about that. They kind of go back to it, and you notice some of them in that area looking as if they're in a fight.
I'm gonna glance around. Does anybody else in my party notice this?
Not off the bat. Their eyes haven't been directed to where you were looking. It specifically seems to be like in a certain area. You just like had a ping in the back of your head that was kind of like, what's that?
I'm gonna pause for a second, like pull on the little reins of the horsey and get it to kind of stop. Who's
Mhm.
the closest to me?
Whoever you want.
Prixicon.
Okay, Perkscon.
I'm just gonna say Prixicon. Just loud enough to get his attention, and then I'm gonna nod my head that way, in just to see what he does.
Do you look over in that way, Prixcon?
I am going to look over that way.
You see what Rhoda sees.
I'm kind of giving him a look, like looking between it and him, kind of like a do you see? Am I hallucinating?
And my brain went and tossed the information aside. What was it?
You see, dwarven ghosts, kind of like ragged dwarven ghosts. Some are like sitting about what could have been camps. Some look like they're in practice battle formations. Some look as if they're fighting. As you look over, the one that noticed Rhoda and didn't really do anything, notices you, and doesn't do anything. And just goes back to what it was doing. And the structure thereby looks like what could have been like an old quick built battlement or gate made of stone.
And they're not making any sounds or...
No, they're not like, from the distance you are, even if they were like moaning and whatnot, you wouldn't hear it, but they're not like, they're just, they look like they're in the throes of whatever they were when they died. Or like before they died, essentially. But they're not like making movements towards you or anything. They're just doing their like loop of whatever they were doing.
Oh, this might bite me in the ass. I'm going to cautiously try to approach on the horse.
Okay.
And I'll follow decently close behind just in case.
Okay. As you approach, some of the ghosts like kind of fade out, and then they fade back in. None of them make any moves towards you. They just continue what they were doing. And I should say too, by this point, the fog of the area has stopped coming in and pretty much is like midway up the horse. Like that's how thick the fog is. Or I shouldn't say that high. It's like up to where like the horse knees would be. So like on a dwarf, it's about halfway.
So it's like up to my neck?
If you were on the ground, yeah, it would probably be up to your neck. But it has stopped rolling in. It's just very thick, and the sky is like darkened. It's not like it's not night out, but it's like like a foggy day.
Are we in Silent Hill right now?
I mean, you're on a dead battlefield.
The one closest to me, what does it look like he's doing?
Where you guys have rode up, you'd be like at a group of dwarves that would be sitting by what could have been a campfire. Also, the rest of the party, even you, Milk, has now noticed that Rhoda and Prixicon have rode off in this area and seem to be... And you also now see all of the dwarven ghosts. And Leosin is, like, right behind them, following.
Well, it's a good thing I had this.
Looks like it's a ghost adventure.
I am going to speak in Dwarvish and say... greetings. I haven't exactly expected to see anyone out here.
As you say that, they all look up. The ones at the campfire, they look up to you, and they go to open their mouths to say something, but no words come out. It's just kind of not. It's not like a wail, but it's like a light moan, as if they. But their mouths are moving as if they were talking. But then they like disregard you and go back to what they were doing. Kind of like they forgot you were even there.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Rhoda, make me a religion check with advantage. Okay. You like seeing how these ghosts are acting and how the area is. You have a feeling, like from some of your clerical studies, or like the studies that brought you to where you are. This battlefields like this, where a lot of death has happened, kind of leave scars in the world, and they have a connection to another plane in a way. And you have the feeling
so
that
these
like
are
this,
like divine ghostly remnants.
yeah, it's like this battlefield has seen so much death that it seems to have it has one of these the plane has this kind of like planar scar, and like places like this, graveyards, battlefields, dark corners, they have connections to a plane known as the Shadowfell.
Okay.
Whereas
I'll
it's
relay
like,
that information, or at least enough, very basic information to Prixicon about other planes kind of bleeding over if a place is so heavy with a certain thing like death.
yeah, like, and I'll go off like with the religion, like knowing that this area is touched by the Shadowfell in a way. Certain other areas might be other kind of plane touched. Like you would know, like if you ever go into a forest, specifically because of how we've talked about Rhoda's upcoming. Like another instance of something like this would be like if you ever went into a forest and you saw a ring of mushrooms, that might be a portal to, that might be a connection to the Feywild
Right.
type of thing.
Wanna go playing in rings of mushrooms?
And then as you tell Prixicon, so Prixicon, she relays that as she said, Leosin kind of like comes up and hears and nods. He goes, it's odd that such a place would still have this level of connection. It's been over 100 years, but if it certainly does, we may not want to tarry long. These ghosts may not be bothering us, but who knows what else could either be here or could come here.
Yeah,
There's
something
some,
could break through stronger than them or whatever.
there are some, he nods in agreement. He goes, there are some very nasty things in the Shadowfell. Embodiments of negative emotion, let alone the Shadar Kai.
Shadar Kai.
Well, maybe we could kick these horses up to a trot and talk about it while we're talking, or while we're moving.
Yes, that would
I agree with that.
that would probably be good. So as Leosin walked up, what are the rest of you doing? You guys have all seen all of this. Are you did anybody else join them, or they all just, are you guys just like stopped horses and whatnot?
Hang out back here. I don't want to go hang out with any ghosts.
Harvey's like, ghosts is not my speciality.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Kind of hiding.
What
Okay,
about
Shaggy and Scoop.
yeah, right? What about Maxine and Clinks?
It was hard enough to get on this horse to begin with. I don't want to get back off it and head back on again.
Well, I mean, they're still on their horses. It's more. Did you stay back with the group, or did you go up with like Rhoda and?
So I stayed with the group.
Okay. Maxine.
My inquisitive nature would 100% set me with Rhoda. and Prixicon.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Then yeah, you would have heard the whole Shadowfell conversation as well. And your background would nod in agreement with the knowing about planes having been touched, especially planes like the Feywild and the Shadowfell.
Or maybe.
Well, I mean, yeah, family stuff. Maybe some other things. But yeah, okay. So then you guys heading off then, and back on the trail.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
working
give
on
him-
my runes.
I'm just gonna give him the ghost of melancholy look and move back to the trail.
As you guys go and you start moving, as you guys like are trying to reach the edge of the battlefield, nothing, like I said, none of the ghosts have like consistently taken notice of you. But as you kind of like leave the battlefield, Rhoda, something does catch your last bit of attention, just because it was kind of the same feeling that motioned you towards the ghosts. You see one thing that has broken through the fog bank and the clouds, and it's a little bit of what could be light moonlight, and it's resting on what seems to be an old prayer altar.
Well, we agreed to not fuck with that.
Okay.
But
I'm assuming it's a trap.
And you do whatever you're going to do. I'm just letting you know that the same tick that motioned you towards them is having you notice this last bit of thing, and it's a little bit of moonlight on a prayer altar.
I'm gonna stick with our group and keep going.
Okay. Then yeah, you guys continue going. And as you continue moving, it's another 3 days later, so it's been 7 of your 10 days. Let me- and you guys are resting for the night. The holiday of High Harvest Tide has passed. It is now the first waxing crescent moon of Marpenoth. And as you guys are resting, setting up camp and whatnot, is there anything you would want to do this night?
Harvey looks around. He's like, "Hey guys, if you wouldn't mind watching my body, I just want to try something."
Just say, watch my body.
Yep.
Why would we need to watch your body?
I'm gonna try something.
How long are you
And I
gonna be
wanna-
casting?
It's not a cast. It's well, apparently I was reading through my spells, and with Owl here, I want to see if I could see through their perspective. But while I'm in there, I might, and when I say might, I mean I definitely won't be able to hear or see. So please don't let me get eaten.
I promise I won't let Greg eat you.
Appreciate it. That's really all I can ask. And so I just shift my sight and hearing into
Okay. So you want to use the find familiar ability.
Yeah. I just want
okay.
to practice it.
Yeah. So Harvey sits down. Let's hear. Harvey sits down, closes his eyes. The owl takes off. And you see it circling about the forest, and yeah, Harvey, you see through its eyes. You hear
my God.
you hear what it hears. Double check something.
I guess I'm gonna scout while I'm out here, just make sure there's nothing in the surrounding areas. And I tell them if I see anything, because I can still talk. I just can't hear or respond in any way.
Yeah. So for everybody else, you see Harvey, and it's like Harvey is dead to the world.
I've seen this before.
Puberty.
Yeah, so Harvey, you telepathically command the owl essentially where it's going, where to go, and let me just double check owl. Oh, here's actually a question. When you summoned him, what type is he? Is he celestial, fey, or fiend?
Harvey. Harvey'd probably pick celestial.
Okay. So let's see. You would be using. Let's see. Game through there. Here's what. Yeah. Okay. So roll me a. Roll me a d20. Add 3 and have advantage for an owl's keen hearing and sight.
All right.
Because you're using its senses, not. Okay. Yep. No, you don't really pick up anything.
Yep.
To the point where like you're so focused on doing all this, you don't notice that